What if I told you the only thing standing between you and the life you've been dreaming of isn't luck, isn't talent, isn't even opportunity? It's you. Right now, in this very moment, you already have everything you need to make your dream real. The question is, are you willing to pay the price, put in the work, and refuse to quit until it happens? Before anyone else can see your dream, before anyone else can clap for you, before anyone else can invest in you, it has to start with you. That dream sitting inside your chest, that vision you keep seeing in your mind, it needs your belief first. Too many people fail before they even begin. Not because they don't have the talent, not because they don't have the resources, but because they never truly believed they could pull it off. When you don't believe in yourself, you'll hesitate, you'll second guess every move, you'll start something and then quit halfway through. And the worst part is the people around you will pick up on that energy. If you don't believe, why should they? If you doubt yourself, why would anyone else give their faith to you? Belief is the seed of everything. Every building you see, every company, every invention, every success story, it all started in someone's imagination. But imagination alone isn't enough. Somebody had to believe so strongly in what they saw that they refused to let go of it, no matter how impossible it looked. Belief is what carries you through when the evidence is not there. Belief is what lets you say, I can do this, even when your circumstances scream the opposite. It is the foundation that holds up the weight of your struggles, your failures, and your obstacles. Without it, you collapse the moment life gets heavy. You can have the biggest dream in the world, but if you don't believe in it, you'll talk yourself out of it before you even start. Belief makes you wake up in the morning with energy. Belief makes you keep practicing when nobody's watching. Belief makes you keep pushing when everybody tells you to quit. It's that fire inside that refuses to be put out, no matter how strong the wind is. And the truth is, nobody can give it to you. People can encourage you. They can inspire you. But the decision to believe has to come from you. It's something you choose every single day, even when doubt knocks at your door. Wishing for success will never be enough because wishes don't move the needle. Everyone has a wish. Everyone wants something better. But the difference between those who achieve it and those who don't is the work they put in. Hard work is the bridge that connects the dream in your head to the reality in your hands. You can sit around imagining the life you want, but until you put in the sweat, until you stay up late, until you wake up early, until you choose discipline over comfort, that dream will remain nothing more than a fantasy. Too many people are waiting for luck, waiting for a break, waiting for a sign, but the truth is that the opportunity only reveals itself to the ones grinding every single day. Hard work is the language success understands. Talent might open a door, but without effort, you'll never stay inside the room. Dreams are not built on convenience. They are built on sacrifice and persistence. Every repetition, every late night, every early morning is a deposit into your future. When others are taking shortcuts, you keep building brick by brick because real dreams demand a foundation that only hard work can provide. And here's the reality. There will be moments when it feels unfair, when it feels like others are getting ahead faster, but your work will never betray you. The hours you put in, the discipline you build, the consistency you practice, they all compound into results that eventually no one can deny. It doesn't matter how small you start. What matters is that you start and keep pushing every day. Hard work creates momentum, and momentum creates opportunity. You learn faster, you grow stronger, and you begin to see progress where once there was only struggle. While others are busy talking about what they want, you'll be too busy doing the work that actually brings it to life. That is why wishing is cheap, but working is priceless. Dreams don't belong to the ones who hope. They belong to the ones who hustle. Every dream has a price tag attached to it, and that price is sacrifice. You cannot live in comfort and convenience and expect to hold something extraordinary in your hands. Success is not free. It demands that you give up certain things along the way. Sometimes it's sleep. Sometimes it's hanging out with friends. Sometimes it's the distractions that keep you entertained but never move you forward. If you want the life most people don't have, you have to be willing to do the things most people won't do. That's the reality. Sacrifice separates those who talk about their dreams from those who actually live them. Sacrifice doesn't always feel good. It's not glamorous and it's not easy, but it builds something inside you that comfort never can. Every time you give up something temporary for something permanent, You're training yourself to focus on what truly matters. Every time you say no to a distraction, you're saying yes to your dream. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, you're building the muscle of consistency that will carry you through. The people who succeed are not always the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. They're often the ones who were willing to let go of comfort to chase something greater. Think about it like this. When you plant a seed, the ground has to give up space for that seed to grow. Something has to be let go for something bigger to be created. The same goes for your life. If you want growth, you have to release the habits, the environments, and sometimes even the people that hold you back. Sacrifice is not loss. It's an investment. You're giving up something small today so that you can hold something massive tomorrow. There will be nights when you're tired, mornings when you wish you could sleep in, weekends when you want to relax while everyone else is enjoying themselves. But if your dream means enough to you, you'll understand that every sacrifice is a step closer to your goal. And one day, the people who doubted you will look at your success and call you lucky, not knowing how many sacrifices you made when nobody was watching. There will be mornings when you wake up and the last thing you want to do is chase your dream. There will be days when everything you planned falls apart, when nothing seems to work, when the energy just isn't there. Those are the moments that test how badly you want what you say you want. Anybody can stay motivated when things are easy, but dreams are not built in easy seasons. They are built in the tough ones. When your body says stop, when your mind says give up, when your heart feels like it can't take any more. That's where the difference is made, because most people quit on those days. They convince themselves it's not meant to be, that it's too hard, that maybe the dream isn't realistic. But the truth is, those moments are not a sign to quit. They're a sign to push even harder. Every difficult day is a test. And the question being asked is simple. Do you really want this? Or do you just want it when it's convenient? When you show up tired, when you show up frustrated, when you show up with doubts but still refuse to quit, you're proving to yourself that your dream is stronger than your excuses. That's where character is built. That's where mental toughness is born. The person who can keep moving forward on their worst days, the person who eventually sees the finish line. Understand that tough days are part of the process. Nobody reaches success without facing rejection, failure, and disappointment. These moments are not there to destroy you. They are there to shape you into someone capable of handling the very success you're chasing. If you quit in the middle, you never get to see how strong you really are. The dream you carry will demand resilience because the road is long, the obstacles are real, and the pressure is heavy. But every time you fight through, every time you refuse to back down, you're one step closer to the life you've been imagining. The difficult days are the proof that you're on the right path, because if the road was easy, everybody would walk it. It's the struggle that makes the reward worth it. And it's your persistence in those struggles transforms a dream into a reality. Failure is not the end of the journey. It's part of the journey. Too many people see failure as proof that they aren't good enough, when in reality it's proof that they are trying. Nobody has ever achieved anything great without failing along the way. Every success story you admire is filled with setbacks, wrong turns, mistakes, and disappointments. Failure is the classroom where greatness is taught. It's the process that strips away your weaknesses and forces you to grow stronger, smarter, and sharper. If you try to run from failure, you also run from the lessons that could prepare you for your dream. Every time you fall, you learn something new about yourself. You learn what doesn't work. You learn how much resilience you have, and you learn how much your dream really means to you. If it was easy, you would never develop persistence. If everything went perfectly, you would never develop strength. Failure has a way of humbling you, but it also has a way of shaping you into someone who can handle success when it finally arrives. Without it, you might reach your goal too early and lose it because you weren't ready. With it, you build a foundation that nothing can shake. Think about the people who give up after failing once or twice. They never get to discover what could have been waiting for them if they had pushed a little longer. They let one closed door convince them that every door is closed. But those who understand the power of failure keep moving forward. They use every setback as fuel, every rejection as motivation, every mistake as a stepping stone. They don't see failure as defeat. They see it as feedback. Your dream will not come to you in a straight line. There will be twists, detours, and roadblocks. But failure doesn't mean you're going the wrong direction. It just means you're on the road where lessons are given. The most dangerous thing is not failing, it's quitting. Because as long as you keep moving, failure is temporary. It's only permanent when you stop. Every setback has the potential to become a setup for a greater comeback if you refuse to let it break you. So many people spend their whole lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to come and give them permission to move. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow. They'll try when it feels easier. They'll act when things fall perfectly into place. But here's the truth. There is no perfect time. The stars will never align in a way that makes chasing your dream convenient. If you keep waiting, life will pass you by and your dream will stay stuck in your imagination. Action is the only way forward. The dream won't chase you. You have to chase it. Waiting is dangerous because it tricks you into feeling like you're preparing when really you're procrastinating. You can plan, you can research, you can talk about it all you want. But if you don't take action, nothing changes. The clock is ticking whether you move or not. Every day you delay is another day you could have been building momentum. While you're waiting, someone else out there is moving, grinding, and making progress. And eventually, they'll live the life you hesitated on. You don't need permission to start. You don't need everyone to understand or support you. You don't even need to have everything figured out. What you need is courage to take the first step with what you have. Where you are right now, that first step creates movement, and movement creates opportunities you never would have seen while standing still. Waiting keeps you blind, but action opens your eyes to new paths. Fear is often the biggest reason people wait. They're afraid of failing, afraid of being judged, afraid of not being ready. But the truth is, fear doesn't disappear until you move through it. The longer you wait, the louder fear becomes. The moment you act, you take power away from it. Progress kills fear. Confidence comes from doing, not from waiting. The dream you're holding on to doesn't need another excuse. It needs your action. Stop telling yourself that tomorrow will be better, that next week you'll feel stronger, that someday you'll be ready. Someday is not on the calendar. All you have is today, and what you do with today determines the life you get to live tomorrow. The moment you take full responsibility for your dream, everything changes. Too many people spend their lives blaming others for where they are. They blame their parents, their boss, their circumstances, even the world itself. But as long as you point the finger outward, you give away your power. Responsibility means owning your life completely, the good and the bad, the wins and the losses. It means saying, if this dream is going to happen, it's on me. That mindset shifts everything, because instead of waiting for someone else to fix your situation, you realize the solution has been in your hands the whole time. Taking responsibility is not about beating yourself up or carrying guilt. It's about recognizing that your choices shape your future. Every decision you make, from how you spend your time to how you react to setbacks, either brings you closer to your dream or pushes you further away. When you stop blaming and start owning, you stop making excuses and start making progress. Excuses may protect your pride for a moment, but they rob you of your future. Responsibility might feel heavy at first, but it's the kind of weight that builds strength. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you've been dreaming of. Waiting for help keeps you stuck, but responsibility sets you free. Because once you accept that it's all on you, you also accept that you have the power to change it. You can wake up earlier. You can train harder. You can learn more. You can push further. You are not powerless unless you convince yourself you are. The people who succeed are not the ones with perfect circumstances. They're the ones who took responsibility in imperfect circumstances. They refused to let their past decide their future. They looked at the same obstacles that made others quit and said, I'll find a way. Responsibility is what allows you to stop living as a victim and start living as a creator. When you fully embrace it, you no longer wait for opportunities. You create them. You no longer wait for approval. You give yourself permission. You no longer wait for the world to open doors. You kick them open with relentless action. Obsession is the difference between people who talk about their dreams and people who actually make them real. When you are obsessed with something, it's not just a hobby. It's not just an idea you bring up every once in a while. It becomes your focus, your priority, your heartbeat. You think about it when you wake up. You dream about it when you go to sleep. And every decision you make in between is measured by whether it moves you closer to that vision. Obsession is not unhealthy when it's tied to purpose. It's the fuel that allows you to outlast the competition and push past your own limits. Casual effort will never create extraordinary results. If you only work on your dream when it's convenient, you will always be outworked by someone who lives and breathes it. The world rewards those who are consumed with their vision because that level of focus produces a kind of discipline and creativity that average effort never can. When you're obsessed, you don't need someone else to motivate you. You carry your own fire. You don't clock in and out of chasing your dream. It becomes who you are and how you live. Obsession means saying no to distractions, even the ones that look harmless. It means protecting your time, your energy, and your focus like they are the most valuable assets you own, because they are. It means being willing to stand alone if necessary, because not everyone will understand your drive. People may call you crazy. They may say you're doing too much, but that's only because they've settled for average. What feels extreme to them is just commitment to you. Every breakthrough in history was achieved by someone who was obsessed. The inventors, the athletes, the leaders, the creators, they didn't dip their toes in halfway. They went all in. They gave their entire heart, mind, and soul to what they believed in, and the world remembers them because of it. If your dream doesn't light a fire in you strong enough to keep you pushing when everything gets hard, then it's not really a dream. It's just a wish. Obsession turns wishes into reality by demanding everything you've got and refusing to let you quit until you see it through. Discipline and consistency are the silent forces behind every dream that becomes reality. Talent might get you noticed, effort might get you started, but without discipline, you will never last. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when the bed feels too comfortable. It's putting in the hours when nobody is watching. It's sticking to your plan when distractions are calling your name. Discipline is the promise you make to yourself that you will not quit, no matter how difficult, no matter how long it takes. It's not about emotions. It's about commitment. Emotions come and go, but discipline anchors you so you can keep moving forward. Consistency is discipline in motion over time. Anybody can work hard for a day, a week, or even a month, but dreams require years of showing up. The magic is not in doing something once. The magic is in doing it again and again until it becomes second nature. Consistency is what transforms small actions into massive results. It's what takes practice and turns it into mastery. It's what builds habits so strong that success becomes inevitable. Without consistency, even the greatest effort gets wasted because it never has time to build momentum. Discipline and consistency work together like bricks and mortar. Discipline lays the brick each day, and consistency makes sure the wall continues to rise. You cannot build anything strong without both. Too many people quit because they expect results too quickly, forgetting that greatness takes time. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight, and your dream will not either. You have to keep watering it daily, even when you don't see progress right away. That's where most people give up, and that's why few ever reach the top. The truth is, your dream doesn't need bursts of energy. It needs steady effort. The people who rise to the highest levels are rarely the ones who did the most in one day, but the ones who did something every day. Small, consistent steps taken with discipline will take you further than occasional big leap fueled by short-term motivation. If you can master these two qualities, there is no dream too big and no goal too far. The greatest enemy of any dream is quitting. Quitting guarantees that all the work, all the effort, all the sacrifice you put in up to this point will mean nothing. The path to success is never straight and smooth. It is full of obstacles, rejection, failure, and moments that make you want to throw in the towel. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. One group decided to keep going while the other group stopped. As long as you keep moving, no matter how slow, you are still in the fight. The only time you lose for real is when you give up. There will be moments when it feels like the dream is taking too long. You'll look around and see others winning faster than you, and the temptation will be to stop because progress feels invisible. But what you don't see is that every step you've taken, every hour you've worked, every sacrifice you've made has been building a foundation under you. Just because you can't see the results yet doesn't mean nothing is happening. Quitting too soon is like digging for gold, being inches away and walking away before you strike it. Quitting may feel like relief in the moment, but it comes with regret that stays much longer. Years from now, you will look back and wonder what could have been if you had just kept pushing a little further. On the other hand, if you refuse to quit, eventually the results will come because persistence wears down resistance. Nothing can stand against someone who keeps getting up no matter how many times they fall. Every successful person you admire has faced moments when quitting felt easier. They cried, they struggled, they questioned themselves, but they chose to endure. That decision to keep going is what separates winners from dreamers. Endurance doesn't mean you never feel tired or frustrated. It means you don't let those feelings dictate your actions. When your dream matters enough, quitting is not an option. Your breakthrough might be one more step away, one more attempt away, one more day of persistence away. You'll never know unless you keep going. Quitting ends the story, but persistence keeps the pages turning until you finally reach the success you've been chasing. Your dream is possible, but it will only become real if you believe in it, sacrifice for it, work for it, and refuse to give up on it. The path won't be easy, but every step, every struggle, and every setback will shape you into the person capable of living that dream. Stay disciplined, stay consistent, and keep pushing because the life you imagine is waiting for you on the other side of persistence.